Yes, everybody, you are here with the boys of Poi N Soy on our post-credits segment. With me, as always, are my longtime friends and co-hosts, Jalen Holston and Keone McKeague. Say what's up to the crowd.
Hello.
Tacos.
What a great day it is outside. We actually have great weather in Missouri for like one time.
What's like the temperature right now there?
Well, it's like 50-some, sun's out, no wind.
That's not bad.
Good spring day, you know.
It's coming around, finally.
It'll be freezing rain tomorrow.
It's still California cold here. Rains sporadically throughout the last 3 weeks.
We're experiencing the same exact thing, Jay.
No.
Us too. Like freezing rain.
Yeah, so much freezing in Hawaii.
No.
Crazy.
Is it really freezing rain?
It was like 74 degrees and
Jesus
raining.
Christ, I hate
So I
you
could
so
boil
much.
my pasta in it. Right? Perfect. That's
Literally
good
want
to
to
know.
murder
But yeah, today's
It's like
post-credits-
society, we're experiencing the same exact.
Shut up before I come down there.
and
Shut my
enjoy
foot.
yourself.
Jay's visiting.
Oh my.
Don't make me come down there and enjoy myself on the beach.
How dare
With a
you.
pina colada in my hand.
Pina colada and a stack
moment,
of
like,
Spam Musubi on my right.
You come all hot and
Just
ready to like do some stuff, and then as soon
on
as you
the
get off the
beach.
plane and the wind hits you and you smell like the sea, you're just like, just all of a sudden just forget everything and just like,
I'm cold.
I am so aloha. Oh,
Long flight, but worth it.
absolutely.
yeah.
No.
But yeah, on today's post-credit segment, we're going to go through a few things. One, we're going to talk about the new Mighty Morphin reunion movie that they're releasing on Netflix in April. A new trailer has just released, and it looks fantastic. I have all the nostalgia feels going through my mind on that.
Yes.
We're also going to, because ESPN recently kind of did a fun little post on their Instagram stating what is the best Disney Channel original sports movie. So we're going to kind of give our most favorite. Obviously, ours will be very geared towards the 90s/early 2000s. Just
Do
based
they
on
still make Disney
I don't
Channel?
know. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like,
Are
I
you
never
sure they
watched-
meant
I mean-
like the Disney Channel or just ones that
No,
Disney
they actually
produced?
posted like all the
Disney Channel original movies,
movies on
Okay.
their Instagram.
Okay.
Like
Like Miracle? Doesn't that one count?
Yeah, wow, that's
no,
another
Miracle
one right
doesn't.
there. Wait,
Miracle was a
Wasn't it
what is
Disney?
Miracle?
It's the
Miracle
hockey
was
one.
Disney production.
Oh
but
no, yeah,
when
gotcha,
it was a
gotcha.
theatrical release.
No. Yeah, so not Miracle. I
So
was
the
thinking
ones that
of-
were strictly on television is what we're.
Yeah,
Because I was
I
asking
was thinking
Shal
Frankie
about it last
Muniz.
night. He was
What is the
thinking
Frankie
about,
Muniz one? The boxcar one. You remember that one?
oh,
It was like,
Oh yeah, I don't remember what it's called though.
yeah, that I don't know why that's the
Anyway,
movie that
we'll
popped in
get
my
there.
head,
We'll
but
get
never
there.
mind. Yeah,
Anyway, we'll get there.
Anyway,
then we're gonna go into Mandalorian episode 4 that just released this past Wednesday, or no, it's 2 Wednesdays ago from when you're listening to this.
Good.
And we just thought we'd give Jalen a little bit of a corner, like we used to talk about how he enjoyed Shazam, because he is the one of us three that has seen Shazam.
Indeed.
It didn't get the best box office returns,
Horrendous.
but a lot of the people, normal, average, everyday fans, went to see it and they thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Said it was a fun movie. So we're going to get your take near the end of this segment just to see what you thought on the movie.
Yeah.
But starting off, the Mighty Morphin trailer, the Morphin Power Rangers trailer.
It's
Oh my gosh, it's
Nolan?
Morphin time. It's Morphin time.
Yes.
Tyrannosaurus.
Mastodon.
Oh,
Oh,
you gotta do one.
so good. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
I will say I did think it was kind of interesting, and it's not really a nitpick, but interesting that they did kind of play into the Yellow Ranger's daughter
Yes.
is going to be in this movie, and they really played into, oh, she's passed away. I'm like, she passed away in real life too. So
Mhm.
interesting that they went. I don't know if that's actually
A long time ago.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
long time ago. But I was like,
Right.
oh, that's the route they're going. You see the 2 Black Rangers, Adam and Zach, are both in this movie.
Yes.
The original Blue Ranger,
Yeah. Aisha as well.
Aisha,
Another
the
Yellow
second Yellow
Ranger. Yeah.
Ranger.
yes,
And then I believe
Rocky.
and then I forget which era of Power Rangers the blonde one was from.
She was from
Power
Zeo
Rangers in
and Turbo.
Space.
Zeo and Turbo. Right. Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, let me get your thoughts. Jalen, I'll start with you
Oh,
because I know
man.
you and I have watched this show a lot during college days. What
Sure
do
did.
you think? What do you think it's
Oh.
gonna hold up well in today's
It is going to be absolutely beautiful, and it was interesting to see that they did keep it in the style that Mighty Morphin has always been, right? They didn't try to like do anything nuanced as far as like the costumes and the Zords and all that. It's obviously just kind of in that HD frame, but much like the Karate Kid. Oh my lives! I apologize to your eardrums. I just
You're good.
yeah.
You're good.
But anyway,
hear anything.
but much like the show itself, it's still going to be a lot of dudes in suits, right, doing the choreo, and we're going to get some cool fight scenes and stuff. But there is going to be that drama of these are the Rangers in their 40s. You know what I mean? Like this is what that looks like, and this is going to be kind of still in that kid friendly vein, which you know I love that they're sticking to it. Obviously, as older fans, I still have that need and that want. I want a true reboot to the series with the original cast of, you know, Billy, Jason, like all that kind of stuff done in a more, you know, intense fashion, right? But getting this nostalgia nugget, holy mother of God. Like we got Rita coming back with a new body, which is kind of crazy. And she killed Trini, which is now leaved her daughter to be the next Yellow Ranger, I'm going to assume is probably the most predictable line, right? Kind of like the kid in Turbo that would turn into a full adult, which no one questioned, and it's just fine. No one questioned it at all. It's fine.
But tell me you didn't want that suit just so you could become a full
surely, right? And I think that, you know, Yost really just he held his cards pretty close to the vest, and it's testament to him and his work ethic to get this produced and done in a way that's respectful to the property and not going to mess up anything that Saban has to do with what they're doing with Power Rangers right now. We do see that we will at least get a guarantee that the Green Ranger will appear. Obviously, they have not spoken on it, but there might be some confirmation once we actually see it that, you know, they might not have been able to get JDF on set, but I can imagine if there's a guy in a suit, there's a high chance that we do get his voiceover in the production. So that's what I'm hoping for. It's what I'm clinging for. If it's just a guy in a suit, we can all do the rest from there in our heads. Like obviously there's conflicts and things of that nature. It's Hollywood, right? We can't always get everybody. Obviously they couldn't get the original Jason back because he had issues going on that didn't warrant his return and didn't want to return to the project, right? They couldn't get the original Pink Ranger back because, no offense to her, she was being a little bougie as far as saying there wasn't enough money on the table for her to come back to the project. So there's, which in hindsight, I'm like, what do you got going on right now? You couldn't use a couple million to go do Power Rangers. You know what I mean? Like, Amy.
Amy.
Jojo.
I mean, Amy.
Come on.
Amy.
You made all of us hit puberty significantly faster than we want to. Okay, can you just kind of do the thing for us? All right. But you know, other than that, it was great to see everybody, and I absolutely cannot wait. I am just ready to go with this fucking reunion show, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Keone, your thoughts on this trailer? It's coming soon. I think within 1 month.
Yeah. Can I just say too, it was funny because I was super hyped on watching the trailer. So I, decided to share the moment with my girlfriend and be like, babe, we got to watch the trailer. Oh my God, it's going to be so cool. Finish the whole thing. And I was like, ah! I look over and she's on her phone, texting. And I was just like, whatever.
She didn't.
Clearly.
Bro.
I was like, this was the wrong. I was like, we should have watched this as a group together on pod because I felt like just the significance of enjoying that nostalgia moment. Yeah, I was so hyped when I saw the trailer because it is so cheesy. It looks absolutely terrible as far as it
looks just like it did, but just a better definition. That's it.
But it also, that was one thing that stood out to me. It was it's so crazy seeing wider camera angles and HD everything, and even when Rita Repulsa came out. Yeah, it's funny because when Rita came out, I was like, damn, even she got I know it's a full robot type of deal, but it literally looks very, very HD, very, very not what the old one used to look like. So it's just funny to me that nothing changed about it, minus those sort of wider angles,
the VFX updates, and all that.
It literally looks the exact same, same cheesiness, same kind of power stances, and all these other things. So it just, for me, it hit all the feels. I mean, who didn't grow up as a kid just wishing you were one of them? You know what I'm saying? So
Right, exactly.
it definitely it's so exciting. I can't freaking wait for this show to drop. I'm hoping, or the movie, whatever special.
Movie, show, whatever it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that this ends up kind of being a launch off point for something in the future. I'm hoping it does so well that it does kind of at least spark that conversation. So I'm with you, Jay. Let it be leading to some sort of big updated version of the Power Rangers, and let that cast just be there. You know, I mean, what are they doing now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen any of them.
Like, the thing I'm picturing is just like in this updated version, right? Like it's just updated. You can have the exact same cast. You can have it be campy still, but like the action and stuff can look better, right? It can be a little bit more intense and gritty, right? And we can still have that kind of Twilighty, like high school shit, right? Where we cast, 25-year-olds to play 18-year-olds. It's all going to be fine. Right. Yeah. Give me a Power Rangers with Riverdale. That's basically what I'm asking here. It's not crazy. It's not out of the question. I don't think that there's a world where that can't work. You know what I mean?
Can we not fan cast our new version of the Power Rangers at some point?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Future episode. Let's get to that.
Future episode.
But yeah, anyway, full feels, full everything, full nostalgia. Cannot freaking wait. It looks fantastic. There was one moment where I was like, is the daughter the Green Ranger? Because I swear she was wearing a green shirt in one.
That is also a twist I could see happening potentially.
Yeah. So there was a moment.
Vengeance.
There was a moment where I'm just like,
That's a little evil.
One of the other nitpicks I did see was, Rocky came back. He was a little thicker. Then I saw the Red Ranger fighting.
Kind of did.
I know, but I was like, you could tell these were definitely stunt doubles. So I was like,
yeah.
So this suit
100%
also
stunt
makes
doubles.
you skinnier as
it's
it
funny
makes you
because
taller and hit
fighting
puberty as well.
It's like fighting. It looked like skinny guy, but then there was like a part where I think they're like running, and I was just like, oh, there he is. He's back.
That's him.
That's him in the suit. Right. There was a clear, wider hip look to that one. Yeah.
Zach looked great, man. He still got it. You know what I mean? That hip hop keto keeping shape.
I think he's like 50 now.
Is he really?
I think he's about 50 now.
Wow, he looks great.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shut his face.
Black don't crack, baby.
Yeah.
God
probably
damn.
very active
Not
with his,
one day.
Yeah, with his hip hop keto.
Yeah.
Pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying?
That was such a corny thing to see growing up, but it was the best part.
It was so dope, bro.
You wanted to learn it.
I was like,
we down to do some hip hop keto. You know what I'm saying?
While beating up the bullies.
You know what I'm saying?
The splits drop.
Can you imagine, like, if that was, like, real, and those were, like, classes? I mean, they obviously existed because it was the 90s, but, like, you get in a bar fight and you lose to a guy doing hip-hop keto. Just, like, spin kicks you in the face while you're on the ground. And he's just like,
I don't think you can show your face at that bar ever.
Right.
I wouldn't even. I'd be like, man, that was a good kick. I don't know what else to do, man. Drinks on me, man.
He had me in the first half and the second half. I don't know what else to say. It was
you win, dude.
Yeah, you did. The thing.
But yeah, going based off of nostalgia, the next thing we're gonna go through is what each of our favorite Disney Channel original movies was. I'll start with you, Keone. What your thoughts were regarding?
It's funny because initially I was thinking between two. And when I really, really, really thought about which one I watched the most over and over and over and over again as a kid, it was Brink.
Bro, same. It was kind of sick.
I rewatched it this week after we said it.
It's funny because I had to.
It's so bad now, though.
I know it's so funny.
So bad now.
Like the whole thing.
Black Ranger's in that one too.
Terrible
lineup.
You're right. Yeah.
Terrible lineup.
And it's it's funny horrible. Because my sisters and I always quote one line from the movie so often, and it's so random why we do. It literally makes no sense, but we always quote the line, I thought I saw a bug or something, when like the guy
when he puts the worms
freaks out after eating the worms. Yeah, for some reason that line sticks out in my head, and we say that all the time. It's so stupid, like I don't even know why, but it's funny because I was going between that and Johnny Tsunami. Obviously, Johnny Tsunami. I'm from Hawaii. Johnny Tsunami's from Hawaii.
Is that because he's from Hawaii? And he had
Yeah,
to
I
learn
was
to
just
stir
saying.
it,
I was just saying you can't even say he's Hawaiian because he's Filipino. But anyway, I was like,
Well,
but there is like a nostalgia factor for that one because his dad in the movie is actually from Hawaii, and he's in another movie called Aloha Summer. It's a big time surf movie from way back in the day. So there's that, and then obviously the grandpa who is just fantastic in damn near everything. Shout out Shao Kahn, or was it Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat? Was that his name?
basically, yeah, he
Right?
is Shao Kahn, yeah,
Shao Kahn,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
wait.
or Raiden, no, not Raiden.
No, he wasn't rated. He was
No,
whatever
Shao
the
Kahn,
big.
though.
It was
Yeah.
Shao Kahn, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that sounds wrong
Shang
and right.
Tsung, no?
Shang Tsung
Was he?
was
I
Shao
don't-
Kahn Mortal Kombat 2?
I think that's Mortal Kombat 2.
Yep, Mortal
I think
Kombat
Shang
2
Tsung
movie.
is the
Shang
first
Tsung.
one that Liu
Yeah,
Kang has to fight that killed his brother in the first.
There we
movie.
go. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's that one. Shout out to him.
Also,
but
how
anyway,
great was the first Mortal Kombat from the 90s? Was that not just an absolute delight? Like,
yeah, boy,
it
come
was
on.
campy as fuck, but it was really good.
Like,
they did the
remake
best they
that
could with
one.
the BFX that they had back then.
Yeah,
right? They
I
did-
want to say
Imagine.
remake that
Yeah.
movie. Remake. Oh well, I guess they did already remake Mortal Kombat, but I was like remake Street
Still
Fighter. I
waiting
thought the
for
Street
a
Fighter
never-ending
one-
story directed by Chloe Zhao. Just saying.
Just saying.
That's an
Anyway,
Academy
sorry, going back
Award
to the
winner.
thing, but yeah, I mean Johnny Tsunami was there, but I just when I thought about what movie I watched the absolute most, quote all the time, it's Spring. I mean,
Let's play.
it's just yeah. I don't. I mean
Blade,
that
bro.
not just that, but I think it started like this era of like rollerblading, especially
Yeah.
in my
It
life.
really did. I wanted
Bro.
skates immediately.
That
and
and
I,
the opening scene from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie when they're just like,
Yes.
skating through Angel Grove, you're like, bro, like I wanted rollerblades right away when that happened.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, it was so dope. I mean, not just that, but it's literally so cheesy. Everything about Disney Channel original movies
He's like
are
a
cheesy.
typical
but
like beach blonde kid, like, nah,
Yeah.
dad, you dissed me, so I had to like step back into it.
I
His
know. I
dad's
know,
like, what have
but-
you done with my son?
Yeah, but it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I mean, go out watch it. It's on Disney Plus.
Good
So.
underlying theme,
Mhm.
you know, being
Yeah.
loyal to your friends.
good lessons, like
understanding
the kids'
balance and-
movies.
Almost
usually
all of
get
them
made.
have. Yeah, it was like all of them have those type of themes. But
Good
yeah,
kid
that's the one.
lessons, you know.
Brink was mine as well, but I
Mhm.
will send it over to you, Jalen. What was yours?
Honestly, it was double teamed, but then or double team, whatever. And then the more I
Double
thought
teamed,
about
yeah.
it, I think honestly, the one I remember watching the most was Motocrossed, about the chick that was
okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, doing the dirt bike kind of
Mhm.
thing. You know, got a thing for blondes. It is what it is. Here we are. But other than that, I thought like for some reason that movie always grabs my attention because it was a cool story of like a girl kind of breaking through the whole dude vibe of being a
Oh, yeah.
you know a professional like motocross racer person. So it was that's you know kind of where that landed for me as far as my favorite Disney Channel specific sports films.
Agreed, 100%.
Great
Mhm.
choices. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, like what. I obviously haven't really looked into Disney Channel lately or the past decade or so. Have they been doing Disney original movies at all? Or?
I don't think they do anymore, do they?
I mean, they do, but it's more not like cheesy. They're kind of a little bit more production than we used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like
Would we
I
know
just feel
any
like
of the
They weren't the powerhouse they are now. Obviously,
there's a
when
lot
we
of
were
those like
kids.
I want to say it's like Monster High or something like that. Like those movies,
I don't know.
they do a little bit more like there was like a musical one. I don't know. I was trying to think of like what my nieces watch, but I know there's one called Monster High. I think they watch a lot. There's like one that has like zombies or something,
Cool.
Oh, dear.
Cool.
something else. I don't know. They do a lot of weird like monster
It's
things
definitely-
nowadays.
The golden era
I think
has
it's-
ended, gentlemen.
I think
Indeed.
the monster thing is more of a like a play on like you're different, but we still love you. You know what I mean? Like that kind of whole deal.
Your
but they
whole
do it in
face
the-
looks like an alligator, but you're
You know-
beautiful. You know what I
But they
mean?
do it in like a monster. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
Yeah.
we're in the cancel culture of like LGBTQ and all that, but they're doing it in like
It's more of
a
an extended
spin-
metaphor deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
okay.
think that's what
Yeah.
the monster stuff and the zombie stuff.
Gotcha,
It's like,
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes,
Yeah.
that makes
Good
sense.
stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Now we're gonna get to the juicy stuff. Mandalorian episode 4. while it was quite short, what a banger of an episode. And it was directed, if I read correctly, by none other than Apollo Creed himself, Carl Weathers.
It was. He did a great job. Holy shit.
That's amazing.
Jon Favreau, keeping the chain of mentoring people through their directing debuts right on track. Like, what an absolute god, you know?
I'm going to say it straight up. When Grogu put on that little chest plate, I was like, oh my God, this is his first step.
It's happening! Yes!
Oh my God, this is it.
I thought they were going to show it when they first came back from defeating the thing. I thought it was gonna be like they walk out of the cave and then like he's working it or something. But then I was
just
like
walking with his little mini helmet.
Yeah, I was like,
waddling out there,
just standing there. I was like, oh goodness, I'm not ready.
No.
But yeah, let me know what you guys really enjoyed about this episode. It was nonstop, in my opinion, nonstop action, nonstop movement and story. So go ahead.
It's funny because in my head I was thinking like, I know I'm excited about this, but Jay must be losing his mind.
No idea,
Actually,
man.
Wait, I will save a question specifically for Jalen, but Keone, let me know what you thought about this episode.
It's funny because initially, well, first and foremost, thank goodness we went back to just straight Mandalorian stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was exciting to see kind of like them get into a little bit of like what happens on a day-to-day basis for them as Mandalorians. Finally getting to like see the kind of training stuff.
Yeah, he gets abducted by a dragon.
And then Mandalorians shit, right? They abduct the children of that dragon back to become Mandalorians.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently.
So obviously they drop in like the whole like Grogu scene where he's kind of getting into his training slowly. And I think it's really cool that Mando kind of gets into this fatherly mode where he's like, no, he's got it. Like, leave him. He can do this. And it's funny because looking at him in the episode, it's like, he clearly still looks like a baby. So it's funny when like, he's just like, no. He's got it. But I'm just like, bro,
everyone's
so
like,
got shot twice, man.
Yeah,
guys,
I know.
We're good with this?
Yeah.
Are we signing a waiver?
One thing that did take me out of the episode, but it was like a weird little thing, was when they had Grogu walking.
Jump.
The jump too. It really reminded me of like Team America, like the puppets, where he was like, I was like, this is kind of awkward, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
There was that moment where I think he jumped over the kid, and I was just like, it literally looked like they just threw a doll, and it took me out of it for a second. But then obviously there's the moment he like destroys the kid, and it's really cool because he's slowly mixing the whole Mandalorian Jedi thing into one. So it's super cool to see. Then obviously what happens with the Lisp kid, he gets abducted, and then we kind of like deal with that whole ordeal. But I did think it was funny that you kind of see like there's different levels of the Mandalorians right now. Obviously there's like that really big guy whose name I have yet to catch. I'm not sure if he has a name yet.
The dad of the kid, right?
The dad of the kid, yeah. So it's funny because I kind of put him up there. The one thing that did bother me though, right, initially when they got to the nest, was like when the dad starts getting like kind of attacked because the thing comes overhead. I'm like, aren't you guys all standing right behind him? Why was nobody shooting the thing?
Nobody wanted to do any kind of preventative, like cover fire to get him out of there. Nobody wanted.
This is the way.
Not have back rockets or like blasters. I was like, literally, like I was like, what are you guys all doing? Like, they're just like, and then he gets taken away, and then they're like, "Kid, now let's go." I'm like, what happened?
Jetpacks engage.
It seemed like a little bit of a gap of time where I was just like, nothing happened right there.
Agreed.
Yeah, and then we kind of
holy
skip
shit,
ahead.
He got Jeff. Do you guys see that shit?
Yeah.
Golly, it's not me, not my kid.
Killers right here, like what's going on? But yeah, and then
trained killers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally what they were born to do. Yes.
But then it gets to the scene which I think we all just lost. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I did not expect it to drop then.
I didn't
at all.
Nope.
Nope.
So, and wait, the way that they
so glad
like,
that it did.
PTSD thing where it's like,
my gosh.
He's clanking on the Beskar armor, and then all of a sudden he's getting the flashbacks. I was like,
God.
And it's funny
reveals
because
all.
I didn't even notice because I was like, he looks so familiar. I don't know who he is, but the Jedi guy was actually Jar Jar Binks's character. Yeah, so
actor?
the Jedi that saves him, the black guy, Jar Jar Binks, which I was just like, what? Like,
wow,
because I was like,
a
he
full
looks
circle redemption story.
Yeah,
redemption.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Redemption story.
From one
We
of the
hated
most
you for
hated
centuries.
to one of the most loved immediately.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think there was just so much going on. I was losing my mind the moment it went to the flashback scene. And if they had dropped the little baby Mando armor, I would have lost my mind even more.
They're holding it.
It's
They're holding
coming.
it for finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is coming. So I'm gonna let the man
will be
speak
sold
because I
out
do
the
think
moment they drop.
Yes.
I do think contextually, I'm going to let him get into it because I think he knows a lot more. And I'm sure, like I said, I was losing my mind. So I imagine Jay flipped a couple tables and
brain,
just punched something.
floor, jaw, floor. Like the whole sequence there was just
so,
like, oh
Jalen,
my God.
The main question I have for you is Kelleran Beck a known Jedi from lore or like, extended universe, things like that? Or is he just a character they've created for the purpose of saving Grogu from Order 66?
He might be a deep cut from Legends, but I would imagine it's more for the show and just to add, again, they're using Mandalorian to keep continuing to retcon things they didn't like from the prequels and the new trilogy. So it's all that kind of stuff. Part of me wishes that like you had Hayden. I just wanted one shot of him walking. You know what I mean? As you know what I mean? After he cuts the door down, just to even if you couldn't get Hayden, just to see Anakin with his lightsaber out as the stormtroopers come in would have been cool. That was my only nitpick of the whole sequence. That's it. Just that little thing. But yeah, dude, that whole Order 66 sequence, we see the power level of Kelleran being able to save Grogu from the utter destruction that is Order 66 was just just we finally have an answer of how the fuck did he get out of there, and all that good stuff. And now it's kind of interesting to see like how, like if they're going to use kind of Green Arrow style flashbacks timeline wise of like how does he get to the Empire stuff where eventually he runs into Mando. So obviously I don't think we're done with Kelleran. Clearly there's a sacrifice that has to be made for him because he's or maybe not, maybe he's still alive. I don't know. That'd be cool. A lot of that stuff. I think what was even cooler for me, aside from the Jedi stuff, we get back to the Mandalorian stuff, was the goddamn sequence with the dragon thing, because we saw like full tilt. We're chasing people through the canyon. We're on the jetpacks. Like we're doing Mandalorian shit in this episode. And it's fucking phenomenal. Woo! Good Lord,
very
man.
reminiscent of the opening sequence of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it's like,
actually that's a great point. Yeah. The angle was great. Was really
I was like, whoo.
Probably reuse some footage. Let's be honest.
Better than any of the Marvel stuff. So.
It did, and it was cool to see Bo-Katan also have to go through the Forge when she has to get her armor replaced and go through her trauma, and kind of saying like, "Oh, I've actually seen the Mythosaur," like, and even the cultists are like, "You're full of shit, man." Basically that was the TLDR of all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting, again, to get to see her progress. And also, I mean, it's no slouch, and I'm sure it's probably, the go woke broke bullshit, but like the way they did it was badass as fuck, because she was better than literally everyone that had been training there forever when it came down to getting the dragon taken down to get the kid back. So again, they are not holding back anything. Like, she is the true leader of Mandalore. They keep showing you why she is qualified to be that leader of the Mandalorians in each episode that she's in. And it's so phenomenal that she takes the creed as well.
Also, was it just me, or was this just a very far stretched out thing that I thought of when the flying creature fell into the water and the big creature from the water ate it? I was right away. I was like, there's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish. Always a bigger fish. Yeah, come on. Well, they missed one there, I will agree. Like, it would have been cool, man. It was like, yeah, there's always a bigger fish. You know what I mean? Like, just cut it in there. That would have just...
Things comes out of nowhere.
No.
That would have actually been funny considering that
No.
he was in the episode later.
Yeah.
What if like he was at the temple and like they literally showed just the CGI version of Jar Jar Binks get shot from the troopers
Just in the background a little bit. Yeah, that'd been great.
Yeah.
That would actually be really sad. But any other last thoughts regarding this 4th episode? I'm not sure how many episodes are going to be in the season 8 again, or is it?
I think so. 8 or 10.
We're halfway through already.
It sucks, dude. I know it's funny because I'm like, I know we're
ramming
getting
through this
to
content.
a little bit of a lullish soon, and then we're gonna get a little bit more. But then it just seems like so many of these shows we're gonna be waiting like years or a year.
You guys could go on HBO and catch up on Superman and Lois. I'm just saying, it's a great. Since I made.
Well, we could also talk about Shrinking.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. I was like, I'm just saying.
I made you watch Smallville, so you for sure should go catch up on it.
Well, I watched Smallville and I rewatched it with you because I never finished the series, and it's brilliant and beautiful and magical moment.
That's why I'm saying you will love Superman and Lois if you are a Smallville fan. I'm just saying. It is the closest thing to the continuation of Tom Welling's version of Superman that we will probably ever get.
Right on.
And they kind of do a cool dual story of you see Superman as a father, for one, something we've never seen before. So you get all the Superman stuff with Lois as he's fully realized and a full-blown hero and a dad to the world. But then you also get nostalgia bits because they kind of tell a Smallville arc with his kid who has powers as he's going through all that stuff and all that. So you get the best of both.
Fine.
And it's on season 3 right now?
Season 3, yeah. It's an easy watch, though, for as far as binging goes, because I think seasons 1 and 2 were pretty well paced, and they weren't the 22 episode slog. I think they were all 13 episodes ish. Gotcha. So
right on.
Yeah.
Speaking of DC, Jalen, you of us three have seen the new Shazam 2 movie, Fury of the Gods. What were your thoughts? You can go into spoiler detail if you want to, or if you want to just make it more of like a recommendation for our listeners. Hey, go out and see the movie. It's a good movie, or whatever, whatnot. What have you? Go for it.
Right. 100%. This movie, like, go see it. Go see it on a big screen, like it's supposed to be. It is it's a Shazam movie. Like the visual effects are cool. Obviously, there's big superhero action. There's a fantastic amount of like levity and heart in the movie, just like the first one, and humor. And I think Zachary Levi killed it. I don't know why people hate him so much in the role. I think he was a picture perfect casting for somebody that was going to play Billy Batson Shazam, especially because of the range he was able to display in Chuck from back in the day. I don't know if you guys ever saw that show.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that's who they were leaning on, I was like, oh my God, he can do funny. He can turn and do those more intense scenes and have that levity in his voice to kind of portray like a child inside of himself saying the lines. And all that kind of stuff. And this story in this movie is a little bit more of a mature one because Billy's older. He's about to be aged out of, foster care and all that kind of stuff. And so there's a lot of good family tie conversations and all those things. I absolutely love the girl that they got to play the shifter person. Now her name's escaping me. Give me like Rachel 2 milliseconds.
Zeigler.
Yeah, Rachel Zeigler. But she, I forget which super villain she plays in the movie, but she is just an absolute knockout. Like she crushed the role, and I think
she was amazing in, I believe it was West Side Story.
Yeah, she is super talented, and I'm so glad that she was in this movie because I think she brought a lot to the other actor who is not, in my opinion, as great. He's very much a niche kind of guy right now, at least in his very, very early career. But I think he did a pretty good job of that. But yeah, Shazam was a really, really good time. I very much enjoyed every part of that movie. And I don't know what people were expecting of it. And I'm going to also give another shout out to how terrible DC is for just leaving this movie out to dry. They did not market this movie. They did not promote this movie. They did not want anything to do with this movie. And they announced, again, kudos to James Gunn being a tyrant of absolute tyrant, just terrible human existence. The fact that happened before this movie came out is why this movie bombed, because it doesn't matter ultimately. There is, it's in the trailer, so I'm not going to spoil it, but like you do get to see a cool Wonder Woman cameo, which is like, oh wow, like I really wish this was right. Yeah, this was cool. if this universe still existed,
That's also
you know, in any capacity at all, but it doesn't. So, you know, and I think that drove a lot of people away from seeing the movie, which is really unfortunate because I do think this movie is better than the first. I do. I think it exceeds and it meets all those sequel check marks that you want. Is there, you know, a different kind of progression the character has to go through? Are there similar beats, but told in a new way? Has the action stepped up? Are there bigger and more, you know, more comfortable set pieces for the hero to show that he's mastered some of these new abilities he got in the first movie, right? So it hits literally all of those beats and then some. So had this movie not been shucked out by James Gunn, and had the studio not completely given up and let this film basically die to the wayside, this would probably have been another $800 million profit. I fully believe that if it had the proper marketing care that the first one did, and then some. So definitely go see Shazam and all that. Did he die?
He did die.
Credits.
He's not allowed.
You're going to fix that post.
You know what I was gonna say though, because I obviously haven't gotten to see the movie just yet, and I do want to get to see it, especially because this week was a little bit of a tougher week for me, personal stuff at home going on at home, so we didn't get a chance to go to the theater. From the first movie to this one, actually, better yet, which of these two was better for you, and do you think that, because I've heard a lot of people complaining about the pacing of the film being a little weird, even with the addition of like obviously kind of pretty notable names. Was it different for you? Was it weirder for you? Because I feel like that was the biggest complaint that I keep seeing about the film, which is a little
the pacing. That is a weird complaint. I thought it paced fine. What were they expecting? Like, I think the cast did literally everything that you would want. They had some good villain lines that were delivered well from very experienced and talented actors and actresses that are in this film.
I was actually sorry, just a quick interjection. How were the performances by Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu? Were they like wasted by the script, or
phenomenal?
Perfect. All right, cool.
I mean, like, I don't know. If you want an Academy Award-winning like script, I don't know what people are looking
you don't
for
go
here.
to the comic book movies, obviously,
right?
Because the Academy
Lucy Liu was a great villain. She convinced me, like, oh, okay, well, she seems to be evil. Yep, that's where she's going. And same thing from Helen Mirren. Like, she established this very powerful presence. You felt the threat to Billy through the movie, like. You know, it had the same approach that Shazam did, which was it was a hero story. It's not a villain story. You know, they took the Marvel route with it, and I think that's why the first movie was so successful, because it was a change of pace from what we've gotten from DC and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, again, Zach Levi did a great job, and I think Grace Carolyn Curry did a great job playing Mary, one of the Shazam family sisters. She also kind of steals the show a little bit. So. It's just a great movie all the way around. I had a great time. 10 out of 10 would see it. A good rewatchability. I'd watch it again in a heartbeat. And again, Rachel Zegler, guys, keep an eye out. That girl is phenomenally talented, and she crushed it as Athena. So
she was,
or Athena, or whatever she's Anthea, whatever.
One of the A names, right?
One of the gods of creation.
How was Megan good? Was she
good?
She was great.
Always good.
Always good.
She just
always 10 out of 10.
I was just like, I think that's the only sister I notice whenever they show the full.
And it's the same kid. Like, I had the same problem in the first movie because it's that kid from 13 Reasons Why, the Asian guy. Like, that show was so intense for no reason and burned into my brain. Like, unfortunately, anything I see him in, I'm just like,
I mean,
that's a good point.
Fucking piece of shit.
Well, you don't want him to be that. You don't want to be typecast as a villain the whole time. You gotta.
Yeah, I know, but like the show. Okay, well, it's a kudos to at least the first couple seasons of 13 Reasons Why, because I bailed out after season 2 because it did not need to be that graphic in any capacity.
I didn't think it needed season 2 since there was only one book that was covered in season 1, so I didn't bother with season 2.
Yep,
but
and that's when it went off the rails.
That's just me.
But like, I guess kudos to them for getting the performances out of the kids in the show, because like again, he's just like burned in my brain as this perennial asshole. So anytime I see this guy, like, nope. Everybody else did freaking phenomenal. Go see Shazam 2. It's freaking amazing.
Right on.
Right on.
Well, I think that will do it for us today on today's post-credit segment. Guys, let them know where they can find you. Jalen, I'll start with you.
You can find me on Twitter at Jalen Holston, Instagram at ArtByJalen, and Twitch at MochaThanos_LGG.
And Keone.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at Keone. That's KAYOHKNEE.
And you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at NolanKYT, NOLANKYT. You can also follow our Instagram profile at the Poi N Soy podcast. We've been definitely coming out hot with the reels on the week, or posts on the weekly. So please give it a like, take a look, see what you like, see what you don't like. Give us a comment if it relates to the topic at hand. Let us know. We'd love to have your feedback. But as always, thank you guys for making us a part of your day. We enjoyed having you be a part of ours. From all of us here at Poi N Soy, good vibes and love, everybody.
Bang, bang.
Yes.
Megan.